Buddha asked the same question regarding faith, saddha, in each of the other four faculties, viriya, faculties of effort, sati, faculties of mindfulness, samadhi, faculties of one-pointedness of mind, and pinya, faculty of wisdom. When Buddha asked, the Venerable Sariputta answered, Bhante, I do not go by faith in the Blessed One about this, that these five faculties, saddha, viriya, sati, samadhi, and pinya, when developed, lead to the attainment of enlightenment or lead to emancipation. In other words, Sariputta is saying that he does not have to go by faith in the Buddha in order to know that when the five faculties are developed, they lead to emancipation. And Venerable Sariputta added that those who have not experienced this themselves, who have not seen it themselves, might have to go by faith in others people in order to understand it. But those people who have known and experienced it by themselves would be without perplexity or doubt about the fact that the five faculties, saddha, viriya, sati, samadhi, and pinya, when developed, lead to emancipation, lead to enlightenment. Continuing, Venerable Sariputta said, Bhante, I am one by whom this has been known, seen, understood, realized, and contacted with wisdom. This means that having experienced this himself, Venerable Sariputta has known the five faculties. He has seen them, he understood them. So Sariputta would say, I am without perplexity or doubt about this. This is how the Venerable Sariputta answered the Buddha's question. Do you believe that when these five faculties are developed, they lead to emancipation? And then Venerable Sariputta said, I don't have to go by faith in you, the Blessed One. That means I have experienced them myself. And so I have no doubt about it. When the Venerable Sariputta gave this answer, Buddha was glad and said, Good Sariputta, good. Those who have not seen, understood, and so on, would have to go by faith in other persons. But those who have seen this themselves have no doubt or perplexity about it. So the Buddha was glad about the Venerable Sariputta answer. This episode has been recorded as a discourse in the Samyutta Nikaya, and it was put into a story form in the Dhammavada commentary. In the story, there were 30 forest dwelling monks who had come to see the Buddha and were present when the Venerable Sariputra had given his answer to the Buddha's question. When they heard that answer, they misunderstood the Venerable Sariputra, and they thought that Sariputra had no faith in the Buddha. Sariputra had no belief in the Buddha. So these monks said, the Venerable Sariputra is still a Mecha deity. He is still a wrong believer. Because he came from a Mecha deity family, and he has no faith in the Buddha yet, they said. And they reported it to the Buddha. Then Buddha said, no, what Sariputra meant was this. And Buddha said to them, what I meant by that question was, do you believe that people can get enlightenment without developing the 5 faculties? Then when Venerable Sariputra said, I do not believe it. This is the explanation given in the Dhammavada commentary, and it is a little off the mark. It is slightly different. When the Buddha asked the question and Sariputra gave his answer, Sariputra wanted to emphasize that we are not to go by faith, or we are not go by belief, anything, just by faith, not even by what the Blessed One taught. We should also rely on our own experience before making any belief our own. Venerable Sariputra had no doubt about the facts that the 5 faculties, Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya, when developed, lead to emancipation, because he himself had experienced this truth. What we want to point out in this account is the Venerable Sariputra answer, I don't have to go by faith in the Blessed One. We want to emphasize. It would be very good for us if we also would say, I don't have to go by faith in this respect to anybody. In order to be able to say that, we just need to practice. If we practice and see for ourselves that Namarupa or 5 aggregates of clinging are impermanent, suffering and non-self, anicca, dukkha, anatta, we also can say, I don't have to go by faith. I have seen for myself that the 5 aggregates are impermanence, suffering, and non-self. When we practice vipassana meditation, we are trying to attain such a state. Many of you have reached some of those stages of knowledge where you have seen mind and matter very clearly, and you have seen the conditionality of mind and matter, and you have seen the Namarupa, mind and matter, and 5 aggregates, rising and disappearing. And you have come to understand that these psychophysical phenomena, these rising, falling, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and knowing, all are impermanent. And they are always oppressed by rising and falling, appearing and disappearing, and they are insubstantial. And you see that you have no authority over your body, you have no authority over your mind and matter, or 5 aggregates of clinging. You see for yourself. The Buddha teaching is called Sanditthika. That is Dhamma. It is to be seen by oneself. It is Dhamma that can seen by oneself. You see the Dhamma, you practice the Dhamma, you cherish the Dhamma, because you practice and you gain results, good results, and you practice again and again, you come to the center again and again, you practice again and again, because you understand gradually the virtues of the Dhamma. 6 virtues of the Dhamma, we need to know. So open your book, Retreat Manual, page 11. Retreat Manual Dhamma-Guna, page 11. Follow me. Swakato,
Swakato
Bhagavata Dhammo,
Bhagavata Dhammo
Sanditthiko,
Sanditthiko
Akaliko,
Akaliko
Ehipasiko,
Ehipasiko
Opaneyiko,
Opanayiko
Pachatam,
Achatam
Veditabo,
Ditamo
Venyuhi.
Vidite
Again. Swakato,
Kato
Bhagavata Dhammo,
Bhagavata
Sanditthiko,
Sanditthiko
Akaliko,
Akaliko
Ehipasiko,
Pasiko
Opaneyiko,
Padihiko
Pachatam,
Jatam
Veditabo,
Itamo
Venyuhi. Can you follow me? Well expounded
well expounded
is the teaching of the Buddha.
is the teaching of the Buddha.
Self-evident,
Self-evident
can be experienced by oneself,
can be experienced by oneself,
immediately beneficial,
immediately beneficial,
here and now without delay,
here and now without delay.
worthy to invite one
Worthy to invite one
to come and see
to come and see
through empirical knowledge,
empirical knowledge.
worthy to keep and carry with oneself,
Worthy to keep and carry with oneself,
worthy to wise people
worthy for wise people
to experience individually.
experience individually.
So you practice Dhamma again and again because the Dhamma is well expounded. Dhamma is good in the beginning, good in the middle, and good in the end. The teaching of the Buddha is the best preached teaching. The entirety of the Buddha's dispensation or Dhamma is endowed with goodness in all three parts: the beginning, the middle, and the end. There is not even a tiny part that is not good. The reason Dhamma are so great is because the teachings are expressed with very meaningful words. In other words, there are three excellent parts of the Buddha teaching. You have very good parami. Because of your good paramis, you dwell in a suitable place, and you have good friends, and you have chance to listen to the Dhamma. So it is good in the beginning. First you start to listen to Dhamma, and you like it. You like Dhamma in the beginning of your hearing. You start to hear the Dhamma and you like it. And then you try to practice. Practicing the Dhamma and getting the benefits of the Dhamma. If you practice again and again, you will reach your goal. So three excellent parts of the teaching of the Buddha is listening to the Dhamma is good. Practicing Dhamma seriously is good. And getting the benefits of the Dhamma is the best. Because all these three parts are superior, the Dhamma is complete with three excellent parts. So Opanayika Dhamma is worthy to keep and carry with yourself. Dhamma is worth embedding in your mind. You are putting the Dhamma in your hearts many days, many years, many life. It means if you do not possess this Dhamma already, it is worth putting effort to obtain it. Complete mindfulness leads to the extinguishing of suffering and is truly the greatest well-being you can have for yourself. What could be more fitting than to achieve this Dhamma? That is why the Buddha reminded us again and again how crucial it is to try and get this Dhamma. So we do not have to take by faith whatever the Buddha taught. His teaching can be seen by ourselves. His teaching should be seen by ourselves. We must make effort to see for ourselves that Namarupa or mind and matter are impermanent, suffering and non-self. We need to see it for ourselves, not by faith, not just by book knowledge, not by borrowed knowledge, not by second-hand knowledge. to gain direct knowledge of this teaching. If you have been practicing this Dhamma for long, we continue practice. Through practice, you will be able to say, I don't have to go by faith. We are very glad all yogis are able to take the 2 months retreat successfully. And we hope you have gained something. So you can say, I don't have to go by faith. Every day, yogis reported their experience to the teachers, and most of them are inspiring, very inspiring. Because of this, they practice again and again many years, very restlessly and continuously. So we all are very glad that you are getting results from the practice of Dhamma. Although we usually caution you not to think of results, now you can think of them. While you are engaged in the practice, it is not good to have expectation. But now you can have them. So we hope that you gain moments of peacefulness and gain more insight knowledge into the 5 aggregates of clinging. You gain more vipassana development, progressive insight knowledge into the mind and matter, and you are getting closer to your goal. Yogis, suppose you have to make 100,000 notes and you will gain enlightenment. If you have made 1,000 notes, that means you are 1,000 notes closer to your enlightenment. So we hope you are going closer and closer to your goal because you are walking this path step by step, continuously. And it is important that you keep up this practice of vipassana. And we have said many times that this practice is not to be done just once in a while. It is a lifelong practice. So you have to do it every day, just as you eat daily and sleep every night. You should practice this Satipatthana practice every day. And also Buddha reminded us, Anta Dani Bekwe Amandyamiwa Vaya Dhamma Sinkara. Vaya Dhamma Sinkara Apamadena Sambadita. I call upon you, bhikkhus. All conditioned phenomena are subject to dissolution. Accomplish your training with sati. Accomplish your training with apamada, mindfulness. So we are going along with this Sankara. Conditioned phenomena, we are going along with this Namarupa. Our Namarupa, these conditioned phenomena are appearing and disappearing continuously. So Buddha reminded us to watch this very carefully. The Buddha reminded, accomplish your training with mindfulness. Because of this teaching, we have to be mindful always. Many people want to know how they would practice when they go home after the retreat. The intense mindfulness that you practice here is very difficult. This intensive retreat, it is very difficult to practice, but you can do, especially when you are at home, taking care of your daily activities. We always advise people to observe 2 levels of practice each day. One is intense practice, like you practice in the center, like the sitting meditation you do here. So at home it should be done for an hour or half an hour. And we want you to make time for it. Do not say I'm busy, etc. If you really want to practice, you will find the time. You can cut your time spent in aimless conversation, worldly matters, oversleeping, and so on. It is difficult to get it is not difficult to get half an hour a day to practice. Even 1 hour for some yogi a day is not very difficult. So during that time, you can practice intense mindfulness as you do here at the retreat. At other times, you can practice mindfulness on a lower level. This means being mindful of what you are doing at the present moment, but not going into small details of your activities. Although lower level of mindfulness is not very deep and intense attention, if you can keep that much mindfulness, it is still mindfulness, and it can give you many worldly results in your life. So do practice mindfulness in your daily activities. When you practice in this way, keeping it up every day, it becomes a habit. But if you keep your practice every day, you will carry its momentum with you. When you go into the retreat to practice meditation seriously, you can get into it more easily. So some yogis, with the training, they continue the practice at home. There's some very special results. It is wonderful. Mindfulness can give you many good results. To practice mindfulness, you don't need to spend a penny. It is yours. It comes with you. You can practice anytime, and it does not cost anything. Actually, you can practice mindfulness without any expense and gain an abundance of results. So mindfulness should be incorporated into our daily activities. It should be our way of life. The Buddha was very wise in discovering the value of mindfulness. Though it could be the properties of everybody, it is so simple and ordinary that people don't recognize its worth. But the Buddha saw and discovered its importance and gave us ways to use mindfulness for our own benefits, as well as the benefits of other people. It is by using mindfulness that the true nature of Namarupa, true nature of psychophysical phenomena, the secret of mind and matter, can be discovered. Through mindfulness, we build up concentration, and through concentration, the true nature of phenomena becomes clear. And when that happens, we come to the realization of our ultimate goal. So mindfulness should be kept always. So mindfulness should be kept always, like credit cards. You don't leave home without it. So we would like to say the same things for mindfulness. Don't leave home without mindfulness. Take mindfulness with you always, wherever you go or wherever you are. It can pay you rich price. So our advice is not to stop meditation practice after leaving the retreat. Please carry on and keep it always fresh and alive. So when the opportunity arises, you can catch that opportunity and practice in a more serious way. So the practice taught by the Buddha was very beneficial to all of those who practice it. We all are very lucky to have the chance to understand the value of mindfulness and to put it into practice. So do not think that it is easy to know about mindfulness or to have the chance to practice it. Only when we meet a Buddha or when we are born, when the teaching of the Buddha are available, and only when they are true teacher to teach us. And we can learn about mindfulness, practice it, and enjoy the results. So it is a rare opportunity to be able to practice mindfulness. And we will die after some years, and we do not know where we will be reborn. We will not get another chance to practice mindfulness for many years or many lives to come. So this is the time to practice. Do not put it off by thinking that we will practice next life in a good realm. So this present life is very rare chance to do something for our own benefits and the benefits of others as well. Some people may say that you do it for your own benefits and that you are selfish. As meditators, we must admit that we are interested in improving ourselves. But in doing so, we also do a kind of service for our society. We become good people, and as a good person, we do not give any trouble to other people. We do not become a criminal and a burden for our society. So do not waste time wondering whether we are selfish to be practicing for ourselves only. Just practice now. So we have to be perfect before we can make others perfect. So do not miss the present opportunity to practice vipassana meditation, but maintain it with constant practice throughout your life. Now we hope, we wish that all of you may soon realize the goal. May all of you be able to attain your goal with ease. May you see the nature of phenomena as they really are. May you all be liberated from suffering. May you realize the real peace in a very near future.
So,